Good morning, traders. Of course, you guys see Apple's earnings pushing it higher. We had some numbers there for a second that started leaking a little bit. Now we're pushing up there towards kind of pre-market highs. We need to take a look into this market, find out what's going to happen today. Of course, I'm in a little bit of a red situation right now, but it's not too bad. Let's find out what's going on underneath the hood. Find out right here, live trading with Benzinga.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Those words have been dancing around my head all night. Oh, it's Vegas lore, that phrase.
Cinco de Mayo, baby. Let's go. Let's get on my man, Ryan Faloona, in the house at the headquarters. Yes, smash it up out there, team. We're going to get into the market.
Happy Cinco de Mayo.
Yes,
Happy
yes.
Friday.
Well, Ryan, since I'm kind of under the weather, I'm going to need you to be a pal and drink the beers for me, my friend. Drinks the beers for me.
Sometimes you just have to take one for the team, and if that's what I have to do today, Mitch, shit.
Hey,
I'm your rock, dude. I got you.
That's my boy. I know he'll do me well out there, especially in the headquarters tonight. Definitely, they'll have some good fun. They love to go out, especially when Ryan visits the headquarters. They always like to have a good time there. Definitely, if you guys ever want to go to the headquarters out there and you want to check out Benzinga, feel free to email Ryan or email me, email anybody at the office. We're always willing to kind of show you guys the headquarters and check out Benzinga, downtown Detroit. You know it, the D, baby. All right, let's get into the action. Let's start taking a look at some of my trades right now. Of course, I got the swing trade still on the SQQQ, so I'm not the only one that has one of those. And then, of course, I got my NVIDIA trade on, but of course, it's not NVIDIA. It's NVDA. Of course, this is the kind of 1.25 times bearish leverage. It is in the red right now. You can see we're down about $3.31, down about 1% here. Going to push it a little bit further. I can risk down towards the 1570s, but we're going to pay attention towards the gate to see how the market reacts overall. That's what I'm really watching here. And that's what I think is more important than even my trade, is watching the SPY, watching the market. Because look, we're at the top of the Bollinger Band here. And I think that right out the gates, we could see a nice little flush right back down. So we'll see if this is one of those days where we get a move up all pre-market and then right towards the gates, just the flush down, right? That's what I'm going to be looking for. If for any reason that doesn't happen and we start lifting off to like 410s, 411s, yeah, I'll probably be already out of that NVIDIA trade, but I'll take my shot. This one didn't waste one of my day trades, so it was essentially a swing trade taken from yesterday. So we'll see what happens today if I'm able to get back into the green. And I was in the green on NVIDIA multiple times yesterday, just didn't take any profits as I was looking for a little bit of a bigger move. And now you guys see it a little bit in the red today. Just got to manage the trade. All right, going to kick it to my man Ryan. Of course, he got some stocks outlooks to take a look at. And you guys in the chat, if you guys have any ticker, especially my man Kakan out there, the Crow, you guys got tickers, throw them up. What do you guys want to check out? We'll take a look at them. Now to kick it to my man Ryan.
All right, so we're going to start with the SPY, and then we're going to talk about the small account challenge. Of course, we had Apple, Big Mama, as I like to call it, reporting earnings yesterday. Did not think the report was great. It is still trading up here today. Apple to the rescue to save the market yet again, it appears. So we take a look at the SPY here. You can see we bounced off this 405 support that we have. We're trading back up. If we continue to trade up, look for us to test the top end of this resistance area, which is going to be 410.68. As Mitch kind of already said, I'm thinking that one of the things we might do is we might sell off right at the open here. So we'll have to see what's going on. We're definitely going to watch that opening print. For me, I'm still in a bearish stance. I still think the market needs to come in. We're not out of the woods with the bank crisis. We have incompetent leadership, and we have a Fed that is really not sure what to do. So for me, this is not we're not necessarily entering the next bull phase here. That would just be my opinion. Now let's go ahead and talk about the small account challenge, because I'm still in the position Oh, I think I have to double click this. Yep, there we go. I'm still in the SQQQ position. So this is a swing trade. We took this the other day. You can see my buy line is 30.70. It's that purple dashed line on this Moomoo chart here. And you can see we're 50 cents under that. So my 15 share position, 50% bigger than the last SQQ position I took, is underwater. So very much like Mitch, what I'm going to be doing here today is managing this trade. Now, if I take a look at my security sheet here, everything that I have here, you can see I'm actually down $7.50 total on this position. Okay, so the last SQQQ trade I traded here, I ended up making 10 USD and I booked those gains. So I haven't even given up all of the last SQQ trade I made. And that's kind of what I'm going to be watching here. I'm holding this, hoping that we pop at the open, hoping that the market reverses early on. Then maybe I can close this trade at flat or maybe even for a profit if things get really wild. I still have 2 day trades left. So if I'm able to free up this capital and be looking for some quick hits here today, I'm not going to be looking for a home run. I'm going to be looking for a single. If it turns into a home run, giddy up. But that's the plan here for today. So managing the SQQQ trade that I am currently underwater on. And then once we get that trade closed, if in fact we do get that trade closed, we'll start looking for something new here today. So that's what I'm going to be watching out of the gate. I think a break below 30 here is probably going to incline me to start looking at a stop out. We'll see where we are when the market opens. Now let's go back to pro because we do have some things on the docket here today. First one is going to be NBTX. This is Nanobiotics. You can see here we actually popped as high as 731, came back in. Now we're consolidating. The good news here is that we are consolidating above the VWAP. We have strong volume here in the pre-market. I've got 472 as the level I'm looking to break. If we pop above that, I think 5 is definitely on deck. And if we break through 5, then maybe this can get wild. We do have a catalyst here. Nanobiotic shares are trading higher. That's supposed to be R and then space T. Are trading higher after the company announced it is entering into final contract negotiations after agreement to non-binding term sheet for the development of commercialization of a major global pharmaceutical company. Okay, so this is a non-binding term sheet. So we'll see how sticky this catalyst actually is. Probably going to be more trading this on price action than anything else. Next stock on the list here is going to be SVFD, excuse me. This is Save Foods Incorporated. Now, from what I understand, I didn't see this myself, but I have a source. And from what I understand, this was being touted by Zip Trader Charlie. So there is likely going to be a following watching this today. That may give us an opportunity to trade this here to the long side. 140 going to be your top. The first spot that we're going to need to clear out is going to be 129. We're currently at 111. VWAP is currently at 115. So what we want to see here is a move on volume to the upside through the VWAP that we can consider a long entry trigger. First resistance point 129, second 140. So if you're going to do any type of scaling out or trying to hit this, book gains, what I would say is, let's say you take 1,000 share position, okay? 1,000 share position right at the VWAP, 115. If it does cross, I would peel half of that at 129 and then save the other half to see what you can do at 140. If it looks like we're going to break through 140, maybe you'll be able to get a little bit more on that trade and close the rest of it. But that's how I would attack SVFD today. Next, we have Carvana. Now, Carvana has been a trader for us a number of times. Carvana reported earnings. Carvana shares are trading higher after the company reported better than expected Q1 results and said it expects to achieve positive adjusted EBITDA in Q2. So you can see here, we actually popped in the after hours yesterday as high as about 929, kind of consolidated there. Now we're taking the next leg up here. One thing to remember about Carvana is that we have high short interest here. So we have a little bit of a stale short interest print here. We are actually due for another one. I'll go ahead and check why we don't have that. I asked the other day, didn't get an answer. We have 66% of the float shorted, but only 1.6 days to cover. So sure, might this actually squeeze a little bit today? Maybe, but with the days to cover being so low, I'm not sure that I trust this on being a multi-day squeeze. So with that being said, if we do end up trading this here today, don't be afraid to take your gains. This thing could easily reverse and knife. And if you're day trading it, you could immediately start red. So we want to be very, very tactical and add this on support levels as opposed to trying to trade range breaks to the upside. Next is going to be PACW. This is one of the failing banks. For me, this one's a no touch. The banks right now are just a no touch. I feel like there's something easier out there for us to trade. Looking at this, let me go ahead and put the line because there is a spot here that's obviously a key level here. That's going to be 437. If we cross through 437, we are pretty gappy up to 623. So if this is something that you folks want to take a look at, this absolutely could be a trade. We'll see if this ends up going. Stay focused. I know that you wanted to talk about KVUE yesterday, largest IPO of the year. We didn't talk about that on the happy hour. I think you sent that message privately to another member as opposed to the group. But if we want to take a look at that today, we might as well. You said this IPO'd yesterday. This is going to be day 2. We'll see if this gets going here. This was a spinoff from, I can't remember. You'll have to help me out with this. I think this was a spinoff from something else. Was it Pfizer? I can't remember. Let me know. I know that you wanted to talk about this yesterday. We didn't get to it. I have no angle on this. I have no idea on how this is going to trade. I would absolutely want to watch it first here. We talked about that. Fubo TV. This is trading up here, having a nice morning. Trading up towards 150. Didn't quite get there. I want to find the next spot here. Let's take a look at the hourly chart. All right. So 150 definitely going to be your first spot here. Boom. So this is going to be some resistance. If we break above that, I would look for us to test the consolidation area, which is 170. Let's go ahead and mark that off. I'm actually going to mark the top of this off, 177. And let's go ahead and add another line at this support level, 202. So this is kind of what we're looking at here on Fubo TV. This is already a little bit extended here in the pre-market, so unsure if this is really going to have momentum to continue running, but we shall see. While this is another one of the banks, for me, this is the next bank that's likely going to fail. Again, banks right now are no touch for me. AGBA, this is another stock that we trade. This was kind of wild the other day. This actually looks like it's breaking down. For us to trade this, I really want this to firm up, and I'm not sure it's going to get that here today. We're still going to leave the 290 line on from the last time that we charted this. We'll go ahead and plop one on 315 as well, just in case. SMX on the list here. This looks like a penny stock that really needs to kind of get going here. Unsure if Security Matters is going to be one of our plays today, but we might as well take a look at it. DPST. This is the regional bank ETF. This might be a safer way to play some of these bank issues, but again, just the bank trade, I'm trying to stay away from it. And then we had DraftKings, right? So DraftKings reported earnings. We've got the conference call going on right now. DraftKings shares are trading higher after the company reported better than expected Q1 results and raised its guidance. I'm a big believer that at some point, these sports betting names are going to work. And looking at this chart here, it sure looks like we're coming off the bottom. I'm really not in a habit of buying stocks that are up 13.5% here. So I'd really like for this to pull back, but it's worth noting that if we go above this 25 area, we might be able to trade up towards that 30 area. And you can see right in here, it's actually pretty gappy. I mean, I know we did have some support levels here, 35, maybe 40, but DraftKings, this looks like this might be a fairly decent swing. Probably will not attack this in the small account challenge. Okay, let me go through the chat here until we get Mitch back here. Thomas, hey Ryan, any thoughts on NNOX? It's ripping higher since FDA clearance. Will it keep going, or is it time to top TP? I'm not sure what you mean by that, Tom. If I knew where the stock was going, believe me, I'd trade it and I'd have the entire small account in here. So I'm not really sure where it's going. Looking at this, we did have a really great day here today. As far as trading, as long as we stay above yesterday's intraday high, which is about 1503, let's just call it 15. I think that this might be pretty good for a long side trade. Look how extended we are. The one thing that really has me worried here is that if we start to break down, the breakdown could be fast and furious. And if we take a look at the daily chart, that's even more obvious. A lot of air in here on NNOX. One thing is if we can get over 1650, maybe we'll continue this bullish run here, but I would just be very careful given how extended this is. The spinoff was on J&J. That's what you guys are saying? Okay. Stay focused. Before I don't want to just babble about something that I'm not educated on. So let me actually look into it first. If you have any context, definitely go ahead and add it. Help the group here. KVUE is a spinoff for J&J. TP equals take profit. Maybe. I never abbreviate take profit as TP. So if that's what he meant, that makes a lot of sense. But that's Was not familiar with that. Okay, we got 2 minutes till the open here. I'm going to go ahead and switch over to my main workspace. We're going to try and find some trades here today. I definitely see some of these banks on here. Wall, how's Fubo? We still doing all right on Fubo? All right, so we're gonna watch some of this out of the gate here. Oh, Mitch, you're back. All right, sweet. NNOX has a ton of shorts, just like Carvana. Let me go back. You know what, Jay? I should have pulled that up. You're good looking out here, my man. Good looking out here. NNOX 12% of the float shorted, but check this out: days to cover 12.5%. Okay. Jay, huge shout out to you for bringing this up. I didn't even click on this tab, and I absolutely should have. Just trying to roll through the list here. This high days to cover means that this might be a multi-day swing if this really starts to go in the other direction. The good news here is now we have a catalyst that's taking us higher. So maybe some of this already was short covering. If we get some more, maybe NNOX goes crazy here. Great shout, Jay. Great shout, Jay. Meta's dropping. That's good news for our, let me go ahead and bring Moomoo up here. Meta dropping would be really, really good news for the SQQQ trade. You can see the SQQQ trade really kind of hanging out in the low 30s here. Unsure if we're going to get that back. Might have to make a decision on that early here. Take a look at Meta. This is absolutely reversing. So let's see if we get any more of that. Let's check on Apple one more time. See where we're at here. All right, we're going higher on Apple. This looks like this is going to test 171 right out of the gate here. Mitch is muted.
No, my bad. I'm gonna look to see what happens with the SQQQs. I still got 29.98, so I'm still slightly into the green here, but I think you're gonna get a little dip below 30s here. So it's gonna be more along what I see in the market if I want to add to this position. See what happens.
No, I have no idea. I can look that up though. Hang on, I gotta help Luke. I'll be right back.
Luke, no, you gotta come on. That's what happens.
All right. Mitch said you have to come on. If you're coming in here, you have to come on a little bit.
Yeah, you can't deter. You can't take over the stream and not say hi.
Can you hear me, Money Mitch?
Of course I can hear you, my big dog. How we doing, Luke?
Good. Are we making
Luke.
trades today?
Oh, hell yeah, we making trades, baby. Through Moomoo, of course. You ready? You taking trades? He's already. You going long AMC already? I know you, Luke.
What is there today? I'm looking.
Apple's up, of course, from their earnings, of course. Yeah. You buying any new Apple products?
Yeah. I mean, I buy the phone every year.
Yeah.
All right. What's something like really juicy? Like, give me some Chinese small caps.
Ooh,
like, let's let it rip. We're feeling freaky on a Friday.
What about QH? I went to sleep.
All right.
You like crazy plays? What about the AI plays? Have you played any of those?
Can you borrow these stocks or no? No, you can
not. Click on this one up.
And he's using your account right now, right, Ryan?
All right, we're hitting QH long.
There you go. You going with the QH life?
Yeah. There's no options on this, I assume, right?
No.
Oh, they're probably hell no. I'd doubt it. It might be.
All right, Ryan, help.
You could hold off like $2. You could risk like 17 cents.
How much can we leverage you, Ryan? How much?
I don't want to do this. You guys, stop.
Wait, can we put on some leverage?
No.
3x leverage. 3x.
I don't have it.
No, we don't have it. We don't have it yet.
It's locked. Holy smokes.
All right. Feeling. Oh, I need a password.
All right.
All right. Freaky Fridays.
Go take over Ryan. Go take over Ryan.
Get through that stuff here real quick.
All right, Ryan.
So
you got to
go. You guys tried to sabotage. You're gonna check it, Jake? Yeah. Thank you. You guys tried to sabotage me here early, getting Luke to buy QH here. We got no volume, trying to get some Chinese rippers. Oh man, and I can't even. You guys. All right, so SQQQ breaking down. Let's manage the first trade that we're in. SQQQ breaking down here. Probably need to get out of this.
SPY up right out the gates here, team. Got to keep watch on my trade here. Definitely going down.
Guys in the chat saying get Mullen for Ryan, for heaven's sake.
Get Mullen. Oh, down to the 80s here. Just thinking, do I cut it short? Could Could still battle a little bit here. Just need to see if the SPY is going to make a downturn here. Did make a move to 409.50s here out the gates. I think you just keep an eye on like Apple. Apple's pushing strong here to 171. Even though the earnings report wasn't that great, but hey, I mean, you know how people are. They just buy Apple just to buy it. But as you guys can see, it's definitely going higher here, up 172 almost now. We'll see if it gets through that 172 as it keeps pushing higher. Definitely that's going to keep the market up if Apple can keep pushing like that. All right, still seeing a little bit decline in my stock here. Just looking around to see what happens. Everything in the green here from the open as we're getting a little bit of a pop up out the gates. That SQQQ is just slightly in the green for me here as it is pulling back here towards the 30. I have 29.98.
It's in the red for me, my man. We've now lost the entire first SQQQ trade, so might have to look to close this back on a pop back. Let's see if we get one here. I think at this point now, if we really break below 30 on SQQQ, we're just going to cut this. We're just going to cut this and look for something else. Raz saying, look at Ryan looking so proud sitting next to him. That is so adorable, even if he isn't his son. That is not my son. The best part about this comment is Mitch, can you do me a big favor? Can you screenshot this comment on StreamYard and then Slack it to me? Because I don't have my regular computer. Raz, I am going, as soon as this show is over, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to introduce myself to Luke, who is effectively the top dog here, and he's also my boss, and I'm going to inform him that he is now my son, and we're going to see how
I am your father.
Luke, I am your father. Oh, okay. Mitch, screenshot this, Slack this to me. We're going to have some fun on a Friday here. Let's F and go, baby. Let's F and go. Raz, I absolutely love it. Just so you guys know, if you guys haven't met Luke, he's one of the most impressive individuals I've ever come across. He's young and driven and smart and resourceful, and he gets shit done. So anytime I get a chance to kind of go at him for something like that, let's go. I'm going to take that. Raz, I appreciate it.
All right, I got that. I snapped it up there. I put it in our live trading, so you'll be able to put it up later.
Let's go.
That's what it's all about, man. We'll see what else is going on out there in the market today. We are getting a little bit of some topping action, so I'm looking to see if we can finally turn around from this like just straight up action. A move back above 409.60s on the SPY will get me to the point where, I might have to start letting go. But NVIDIA is doing the same thing that the market's doing. So I'm looking to see, are we going to push towards 280s here, or are we going to come right back down here towards the opening price?
All right, so here we go. Looks like we're about to break below 30 here. I'm getting bothered again. 1 sec.
No worries, no worries. Take a second if you want. 41%. Yeah, I put you on mute, Ryan, so you can talk. Unmute Ryan again. There you go. You're back, my friend.
That's all right. All right.
What's going on with Carvana earnings, Wilson? Earnings on Carvana. Definitely, Carvana said that they might become EBITDA positive or something like that. So that definitely gave them the lift. Here's NVIDIA trying back up a little bit higher. The SQQQ's trade did get me out at the 299 spot, so break even on the SQQQ trade. Don't want to lose on that trade. Still looking to see if I can get in, like, on a little bit of a dip, maybe in the 2980s, 2990s. Doesn't mean that I can't trade that today, but I would rather get out and get back in, right? And what I don't want to do is just watch it and then watch it deteriorate, right? All right. Starting to see the SPY a little heavy. Let's see what happens. Real
quick. I am out via a market order on my SQQQ trade. We just took a loss. So remember, the first SQQQ trade, we made $10. On this SQQQ trade, which we swung over several sessions, we lost $10.20. So we're still up on the account by just under 10%. We just took an L. Time to get back into the groove, and let's find something else to trade. Let me go back to pro. You guys were talking about NTBX. PACW halted up.
Up, yeah.
Okay, NBTX. Let's take a look at it. NBTX. Okay, here we go. So we are breaking above. This is what we talked about. This is what we talked about. Okay, let me chart this on Pro.
Ooh. Man, FAZ came down hard.
This does look like it wants higher. Let's wait for this to come back in towards VWAP. Maybe we'll take a stab at this. Decent volume here. I see the buying volume expanding. This is generally what I want to see. I'd like to see these candles a little bit higher, but let's see if we can come back into VWAP here on NNOX. This is a good shout though by the chat. Carvana halted down. All right.
That's interesting to see. SPY definitely getting a little bit toppy here. I'll show you guys on the 1 minute. You guys can see this. I'll put my screen up here, of course. Let me zoom in a little bit to the more recent action so you guys can see that. You guys can see right there the kind of the 409.60 area acting as resistance. We'll see if we blow through that. Sideways action for the last like 5 minutes. Let's see what happens here. All right, will we make a down move through the VWAP or will we make an up move through 409.60s here? Let's find out. Pack W was a halt to the upside. That's going to be interesting to see what happens to like a bank like Wall. Hey, Ryan and Mitch, wanted to check in from the road. My family is driving from North Carolina to Michigan, but still listening to my favorite traders.
Yo, Ryan, let's go. You know, we have a coworker here that lived in South Carolina that just drove here because he moved here. So
yeah,
Carolina's definitely friendly around this place. Safe travels, Ryan, most importantly. The family is driving. So you must be coming too. Are you coming to the office? That would be exciting.
Right? Come on over. Come on down.
MBTX, Smoke Tuna saying, nice trade today. Took from 390 out to 534. All right. So you guys are already booking gains here on MBTX. And look how it's getting heavy here. Look, you have the same stock pulled up, I think?
I had it on another chart. Sorry about that.
Yeah, no, it's all good. Here, let me
SPY going higher, so I got to manage my trade. You guys talk about that MBTX.
All good. So MBTX. So what we're seeing here is we're seeing it consolidate above this. If it doesn't drop to VWAP, but it continues to consolidate here, that's fine too. That'll actually bring the VWAP up. Let's see what this does here. Maybe this will turn around. MBTX. Well, how about SVFD, the Zip Trader Charlie play? Not great yet, but maybe.
All right, seeing NVIDIA leak a little bit. That's helping me out a little bit. AMD was an interesting news headline. Did you see how AMD kind of went up yesterday on that Microsoft AI mention? And then all of a sudden today, there was reports that supposedly that wasn't true. Interesting to see AMD making that kind of move. AMD's actually popping back up, though, today. Went to 85.80s here. So I'm focusing on NVIDIA. It's in the red right now, but it could just be what bounce to the upside here. I mean, it kind of almost makes sense the way that the market is. But I'm of course, going to watch NVIDIA to see if it VWAP bounces here and pushes higher. There's a little bit of a VWAP bounce now back towards 279. So some of those that are trading NVIDIA to the upside, I can't blame you, man. I can clearly see it there.
Oh, my God. MBTX, I was a little too slow on the trigger. We bounced right off that VWAP here, up 25 cents already. Wow, big move here in NBTX. I just missed it. I can't chase it. Damn, that was good.
All right, guys, starting to see a little bit of a dropping action here. NVIDIA pushing higher. I'm going to give it this one last shot here. If not, I'm probably letting go. The SPY is just pushing and pushing, man. It seems like we had that good timing, but there you guys see it. Of course, Apple turning things around and pushing things higher. That's really what it's all about. And the Apple report wasn't even that great, but it didn't matter because they pushed it up.
I'm upset I missed this NBTX. We had one here.
All right, just keeping an eye on to see what happens here. If NVIDIA is going to hold the 279.31 as resistance, I do see that number as resistance, but not looking bueno for me.
Yeah, I missed the trade I wanted. We'll see if NBTX comes back in here. Still watching SVFD. We'll see if this can get back towards its VWAP.
NVIDIA trying to push higher here, so just doesn't look good right now. But of course, 945 coming soon. I'm looking to see if we get some kind of 945 turnaround here. but it's really coming soon to where I'm going to have to cut this one. At least it's not big loss yet. I'm still managing it, right? Like the first loss was about $5. Now we're down about $4.50. So that's not bad overall. Just trying to battle in this. It's not one of those days right out the gates, but let me go to the market tabs and the explore tab. You guys can check the top left for market hotspots. Of course, you see what? A lot of green here on this chart. And so that shows us more and more how we are having an uplift. Apple's in the green. Google is in the red, at least a little bit. Microsoft is kind of unchanged here. We'll see in the next couple of moments what happens there. Amazon a little bit higher. Nvidia pushing up a little bit there. Taiwan Semiconductor up also. So we'll see what happens. SPY is pushing towards the upside. And some advancers that are moving. Carvana, Fubu, Save Food. That's SV. I already missed it and already jumped off of there. But keep your eye on top, even making a little bit of a lift there today.
Crow saying, Ryan, MBTX, I usually catch the second VWAP bounce on the 1 minute chart. Well, let's see if we get that. MBTX, this sure looks like this is trying to push away here. It looks like we missed our entry. NBTX. God, November Bravo Tango X-ray. God, look at this. This is 40-cent movement. This is exactly what we're trying to hit.
All right, SPY topping out a little bit here near the 945. I'm going to look to see if we can start at least getting some declining action coming in. Nvidia pulled back there, right back below the 5-minute resistance. So that doesn't look too bad for me as long as it doesn't come back through the 279.30s and we're right back there. Just seems like it's reloading there. So yeah, it seems like there was some buy the dip action right there. Nvidia going higher right now. It just seems like I can't get the trade right now, at least the timing of it.
Open door, moving towards the highs here. How's Fubo doing? Man, Fubo just kept going out of the gate on Fubo. Carvana went through the VWAP, might bounce.
I'm looking for it, and then you guys see me. I'm a little bit biased today, and I think that's part of my Nvidia trade, but we'll see what happens, right? I can feel it a little bit, but we'll have to take a look.
But Ryan's showing signs of emotions taking over. Well, no, it's just it's frustrating. But here we go. Now we're coming back in. Maybe we'll get another stab at this. Maybe we'll get bailed out on this.
Jay, I'm with you, man. I would love to look for options on Bud because I can't just short it straight up here on Moomoo, at least for this account. But Bud is going through that gap and could go lower. I kind of like that trade, Jay. Feel bad on doing it, but I definitely can't blame you if you're looking at it. Bud right back down there. Keeping an eye on the SPY here to see if we can start seeing a turnaround or not. SPY did top around the 410.30s. Now you're seeing the SQQQs coming right back to what? $30, right where we were in last time. So I'm seeing that starting to come back there. It doesn't look too bad. I don't want to double and triple dip. That's where it's a little bit hard in dealing with different accounts, right? I have the small account. I have my swing trade account. I have my day trading account. And it's very difficult to kind of think about things in different ways there. But I am thinking about the SQQQs here for the swing trade side of things. It's just it starts double dipping and triple dipping. That's where it gets a little bit hard. I hate doing too much in one direction. And Tesla getting a nice little uplift here at the gates today. We'll see what happens. Does this SPY top here?
All right, so we came back into the VWAP here again on NBTX. We'll see if we look like we're trying to push away from it here. To me, it looks like it wants to kind of break down.
Nvidia fighting here, trying to pull back to the VWAP. We'll see what happens if that does make a VWAP bounce again to the upside. Wanted to make a move towards the lower side of the Bollinger Bands. That's a move towards 277.88s, but it's just a battle today right now. A lot of it off the SPY ripping.
All right, MBTX coming back into VWAP here. Let's see what it does.
Definitely on the top side for the breakout here for the SPY. We'll see if we push through and get to that next level. Staying patient right now.
Yeah, I'm trying to stay patient too. I'm trying to stay patient too.
It's not easy.
As SVFD moving, SVFD, that was, yeah, maybe if we get above VWAP.
XOM almost to my shorting area. I wanted to get towards 110 and 111s. Then I'll probably start looking for a short on ExxonMobil. Going on. I haven't seen that one in a little while, but it is making a little bit of a push there towards the 34s and continuing and holding on to the 9 EMA for pullbacks. Doesn't look too bad. Maybe using the 10 EMA.
Yeah, wisdom. Apple saving the market again, man. Saving the market again. Big trading up off yesterday's report caused me to take an L on the SQQQ trade. Let's see if MBTX gets rolling here. No position yet.
Yeah, Apple, I mean,
God.
I mean, the sales were down again. It's not like they were like growing, man. And I don't know how they get the appreciation that they get. But
it's because that was expected because of all of the channel checks. Donkey Kong rally, says JDK. Yo, DKNG going, Mitch.
Yeah, I know, man. I've already missed it, man. I don't want to talk about that one. You guys remember I actually played this thing when it was going up. I was playing this thing at like 14, 15. I sold it early, man. And then I never got in again on the pullback. There was a nice little gap fill that it went to. And I even had it on my charts. I created it on February 22nd. And we went right back into that spot right now around the 18 spot was a nice level for the dip buys. Just looking at the SPY right now to see if we're going to keep battling. Doesn't look good there for me. Now NVIDIA just pushing higher. I'm probably just going to have to get out of my trade here. It just doesn't look good, team. We're not getting the turnaround that we needed. We're about to break through the 1580s. Only thing that's keeping me in is the SPY's turning around a little bit. Other than that, it doesn't look good for me. And that's the problem also with the small account is that I have to keep such focus on it because I can't let this like kind of slip. So like it's hard to trade my other accounts.
NVTX, man, this is frustrating, man. Frustrating day for the small account here. Took an L and just cannot get the correct entry on this big pop off the VWAP. We're coming back in here. We're knifing back in here, but let's see. I mean, just, oh man, that's just rough. Ooh, big pull, big pull, big pull, big pull, big pull. All right. Oh, my quantity was.
All right, starting to see the SPY turn around a little bit. Just watching right now.
All right, we're long MBTX here. We're long MBTX on this pull down. I'm hoping for a bounce.
All right, we'll leave you up, my friend.
I'm gonna put a market order in order to sell this. Let's review the position here real quick.
It's all what it is, right? We got to keep our
489 and a half. We're in 100 shares at 489 and a half.
Got to keep our original outlook,
see if
right?
We bounce.
Always stick to your process, team out there. Who officially declares the end of the COVID global health emergency? I don't think so. I don't think it'll affect too much.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to affect too much. What took them so long is my question.
I mean,
all right,
who are they?
Let's bounce back through 5 here. Come on, MBTX. Let's go. Let's go.
Nah, it's not looking good, team. I'm about to cut out here.
I'd really like this to go back towards the highs, buying that pullback.
The SPY got weak, but the Qs didn't.
Let's go higher. Let's go higher.
Qs are getting really
MBTX.
weaker.
Okay, we got. Here we go. Let's
Just
go
not a
MBTX.
good
Let's
day
get
right
it.
now.
Let's get it. Bail me out of this. Bail me out of missing this trade. I would absolutely love that. Are we going to break the top off here? Are we going to break the top off here? Come on. Nope, pulling back. Oh my God, big pull. Let's.
Just doesn't want to turn around, even though the SPY's turning around there. The SPY definitely turned around the 945 spot, but the Qs haven't really cracked down. So I'm looking to see if the Qs can make a big move down here. If not, then NVIDIA trades is going to stop me out.
They brought in a nice bid there on NBTX. Brought in a bid there at 510. Let's push it higher. Here we go, bringing in more bids now. This is what we want to see. Let's see if we can push this higher here. MBTX was waiting for 550 on that first push up. Might have been a little too greedy there. At this point, I just want to get some green on the screen.
I'm trying to see a huge pullback here and NVIDIA back to the VWAP, but we'll see if I can get it or not. Q's now looking a little bit toppy. Can this turn around here? I think it's just important to kind of watch Apple, because if Apple breaks to the upside here, like 173.75s, yeah, it's just going to push the market again. All right. What fees does Moomoo charge per trade on the small account? Well, there's no commission, so I'm not paying
no
commission,
so it's free.
Yeah, I'm not paying no commission for these orders, so want to go ahead and state that. I got you, man. And like always, you guys can check out Moomoo. Definitely, you guys can hit the QR code on the top right corner, or you guys can just hit the link in the description if you want to get more news on Moomoo.
I closed it right here. This is bouncing too much back and forth here for me. Good news here. We got some green on the screen. So at this point, just feeling a little late, little back and forth on some of the trades here this morning. Missed the really good entry that I wanted. Remember, so just to kind of recap what we did today. First of all, we took an L on the swing trade from SQQQ. We lost $10.20, but we just scalped NBTX and we made $21.53. So not only did I get everything back from the losing trade that I came into the day with, but I also got another $11.30 on top of it. So count is now sitting all cash at 571. We are up now $71.29 from the initial investment that started on Monday. So right now your order is just placed and generating your second day trade at 5 business days. Thank you for telling me that, Moomoo. I'm tracking them, but I appreciate it.
Out of my trade there, got hit 2 there, out $6.35 loss there. Just going to show you guys that real quickly. There you guys see it. It's in there. Filled sell out there at the 76 spot. Tried to get out there a little bit before the turnaround, but the Qs just never broke. So, hey, Apple definitely shaking me out of my trade. And that was the concern going into overnight, was it was all going to be on Apple. Apple got me out.
Yeah, Apple was the big report that we were waiting for. It was going to affect the market today one way or another. We deal with what we have. So today, again, just to kind of recap the way I'm thinking about this here today, I didn't do a good job. I entered the day with a losing trade. Thankfully, we were able to manage that and take a manageable loss. Wasn't really the end of the world. Then we kind of set up again to take another trade. Unfortunately, when I was set up to take a new trade, I missed two great entries right here. This one, the 463, the VWAP push away, and then both of these tests I was a little bit late on. So we took the third one here on this big pullback. We basically just bought the pullback, thinking that it was going to bounce, which is what it's done every time here this morning. Was able to actually close that. I did burn one of my day trades. I would have liked to have made more than $21.50 on a burned day trade. But at this point now, again, green on the screen. Got all of the loss back from the losing trade plus a little bit more. I still have a day trade in case something really kind of goes crazy today. But I should be ready for tomorrow. I should also be getting the day trade back. So one of the things that Moomoo does here is it tells you when you're going to have your day trade. So today's session, I have one day trade left. Remember, I used a day trade on Monday of this week. So Monday of next week, the next session that opens, I will get another one of those day trades back. That's what this 2 is. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So we'll see. I want to keep some day trades ready. I want to have some powder for some actual trading next week when we're on the show. I'm only going to be on the show next week, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So I definitely want to have those day trades early. The day trade that I just made today, I'm not going to get back until Friday. So I don't necessarily want to burn through these two. Well, let's call them bullets, right? These are bullets. These can be quick trades if we can make them. I don't necessarily want to burn through them today. I kind of want to save them for a better setup. So overall, I would grade my performance as a C-. I entered the day with a losing trade. I was able to manage and then make that money back, but really kind of struggled with entries. So that's one of the things that I'm going to focus on for the next time that we take some of these day trades.
And I'm 0 for 2 now in the small account challenge, and that happens, team. I'm down towards 489. I'll look to bounce back. Definitely Ryan taking the lead this week on the first week. So shout out to you, Ryan. Good job.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I'm trying to have as much fun with this, and I'm trying to take this as seriously as possible. I understand that this is a small account, but a lot of people deal with this. I've dealt with this when I first started, so I want to put as much effort into this as possible. Mitch, do you know where Zunaid stands with the small account? I was not keeping track of some of the trades. Is he down, up? Has he taken any?
Honestly, I know he had an options trade yesterday, but I don't know if we ever found out what exactly happened there. Zunaid takes so many trades sometimes, team, that I even get lost. I know you guys probably get lost too.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? If you're an active trader, you're an active trader. Do what works for you. And I'm just saying that I'm not sure where he's at with that. I am going to enjoy my Friday here, knowing that I have the lead. But we'll see where Zunaid is when he gets back.
Yeah, so Raz, this account is under the PDT rule. So under the PDT rule, you can't trade more than 3 day trades in a 5 trading period, right? Am I correct?
5 day
period. Trading period. Yeah, 5 day trading period day, because it's not just the days, right? It's also it has to actually be a day where we trade.
It has to be a trading day. So that's why,
Yeah. So I wanted to explain that the right way. Yeah. And you'll see that we always have that, and you'll know also, I like how they put it here. You see day trades left on the screen. So I'll show you guys that right here. They'll give you like how many day trades left. And they also have this screen that I think is pretty interesting. I'll show you guys it. It tells you like, okay, so like on the 5/9, right, May 9th, I'll be back to 3 day trades that I can get back into, right? So I like how it tells you this.
Yeah.
It's going to help you out and not get into some trouble, because if you do go over the PDT rule, they could halt your account and not let you trade. And I think that was one of the recent moves that was changed this year, right? Right, Ryan? If you go over the PDT even once, they could restrict you.
Yeah, it's a broker by broker thing. So some brokers will give you an exception. So if you lock your account because you make more than 3 day trades in a 5 day period, you can call them and say, look, I didn't know. And like TD Ameritrade, they might give you a one-time. They used to do this. I don't know if they do this, and it's been a long time since I've had to deal with this. So I'm not sure what the current rule is. But you used to be able to call. Now I know with Robinhood, you could call and they'd be like, sorry, we can't do anything for you. So it's a broker by broker thing. The way I handle this is I just don't do it. Right. I manage my day trades. I remember when I take them, I plan for them. The whole reason we took SQQQ twice the night before is so that we did not burn a day trade. We still had some exposure. We still had something to actively manage the next day, but we weren't forced into taking a day trade. And I think that that's one of the things that's important when you're doing a small account. If you can save your day trades to be defensive, then you're going to be better off with your risk management to begin with. And if you're in the habit of kind of planning your day trades or being mindful of when you're going to have them, then you can take quick gains on things. Again, today, I knew I had 2 day trades. I know I'm going to be off the next week on Thursday and Friday. So I've got just several days to use them. After taking the loss, my immediate goal was, okay, you just took a loss, get green on the screen. Just get back to where you were at. You're not going to buy a Lambo today. Get green on the screen. That's exactly what we're able to do. So now I think I could have got more. I think if I was a little bit quicker and tactical, I probably could have made 50 or 60 bucks today, which would have given me a better grade. But overall, I'm not down and I'm still in the lead.
Love it. Love it. Looking around to see what else is making moves on the day, team. So looking around here, trying to find some big moves.
E-computers, does Moomoo do cash only accounts to avoid the PDT rule? I'm sure they're a broker. I'm sure that you can do that. We just started it with a margin account. We all started the same thing. To be honest, Mitch and I get asked questions about PDT all of the time. So one of the things that we wanted to do is show you how you can work with it and how you can, kind of be methodical about building the account up. Now, we're not going gangbusters here. I mean, again, just to look at this, I'm up $71.29 from when we started on Monday. We're not going gangbusters. We're not quitting our job. We're not doing any of that stuff. But what we are doing is slow and steady wins the race, and we're trying to make smart decisions. We're trying to plan, and we're trying to be as defensive as we can. Hopefully, one of these is there's going to be a good entry. It's going to take off on us, and then we'll really be able to have some fun.
All right, seeing some of the stocks that are interesting, they're making moves here. I'm seeing an interesting one. Open Door making a lift today. Zillow Group making a lift today. You got a bunch of them. RDFN, Redfin making a lift today. So it looks like the housing, at least like buying housing market, getting a lift today. Why is this getting a lift? I think maybe did Zillow have earnings or something? I know one of them might have had earnings. It might have been open. But I'll tell you right now, really? House buying in this environment? Like, it just shows me that this is, definitely exuberance to the upside. There's no reason why these stocks should be up in my eyes. But
Zillow reported on May 3rd. Zillow reported on May 3rd and had blowout numbers in terms of the surprise EPS. For Open Door, we're going to check that right now.
It just goes to show us that we're definitely seeing some exuberance. Yeah, it definitely. I mean, you're seeing it. Nice little lift there in those stocks pushing higher. Open to like 169. So it's a dollar stock. So if you guys want to take a look at a dollar stock that's making moves today, that one is moving. SGMA is another one that I see moving on the day. I'm just going through stocks that are moving. This one's pulling back to 4. It doesn't look like the worst trade here. SGMA.
It's right at the VWAP. So a potential VWAP bounce here, and 460 is going to be your high spot. So maybe we push back up to that and break it.
Yeah, I don't mind prior resistance becoming support at the 398 spot. So I'd have to risk off of kind of maybe the 390 spot here. It did go to 396. That would have probably been the best entry for me, at least that I can see on the chart right now. It is back above VWAP towards 419. We'll see if it takes a move there to 450s and above. Doesn't look too bad. I'm just late to the party, so I'm not going to take the trade.
Yeah, that's just being smart. Real quick here, someone asked about BAOS. I can't remember who that was. Let me see if I can scroll up and find it. But anyway, Ryan, take a look at. Oh, it was WIS. WIS, what's going on, man? Good morning, Ryan. Have you looked at BAOS? Yeah, we have here. We did pop out of the open here. We pretty much used the VWAP as resistance. Now we're kind of knifing down into a downside halt here. To me, BAOS just a little too risky for the type of trading that I'm doing. I felt pretty good about MBTX, but I just traded it poorly. I like this setup a lot more. When the stock trades sideways or builds effectively above this VWAP, that generally gives me a better feeling about taking it long. We're getting the opposite right now on BAOS.
All right. Well, Affirm getting some lift today. I'm sure that's off maybe Carvana's kind of report, but it is getting a little bit of a push up today. But Carvana was actually coming down, remember, and we'll see if it gets bought up here on the dip. It did pull back there to about $9 and then found the bounce. Affirm will happily buy you lunch any day. How nice.
They'll buy it for you today and make you pay for it later, 20% interest. Get wrecked.
Hey, some people don't think about the interest.
We live in a right now economy, right? Like I want my stuff right now. We'll figure out how to pay for it down the road.
Kick it down the line. I mean, is
down
our
the
government any different?
I didn't want to say it.
Kaboom! Shots fired. Shots fired. There's that SGMA. Was it? Ooh, it looks nice. I just missed it, team. I just got to this one a little bit late. There's 425s. Let's see if it takes off there to the 450s. How's the SPY doing right now? SPY still just climbing and climbing, team. Climbing and climbing. DraftKings climbing, Donkey Kong the 25 today.
Just in case I wasn't clear while we were doing it live, just so you guys know what I'm looking at. I'm looking at my notifications that Moomoo gives me regarding the closed trades. We bought NBTX at 489.50 and we sold it at 511. So we made 21 cents on 100 shares. That's where the $21 came from. But there's your official entry and exit.
Nice, man.
On that trade. Yeah, I mean, Mitch, I think what the big thing is we're able to get the loss back. Wally, good to see you, Wally. I know that you had called looking for me. You had called at a time where I had back-to-back meetings. The message was delivered. I will do my best to give you a call here when I'm free this afternoon. I'm sorry we haven't got back to you. I'd be happy to try and help you as best I can. In the meantime, you want to check Upstart. Let's do that. UPST. Upstart Holdings, we're up 7% here today. We do have earnings in 4 days, so be careful. Let's take a look at the 15-minute chart here. So Upstart, this is actually encouraging to see, right? We're coming up off the bottom. Question that I have right now, Wally, is are we just kind of trading with the market? Like Mitch just told you, SPY was raging. We just took L's on our short NASDAQ trades. So is this just trading with the market? Are we just kind of getting a regression to the mean? I mean, looking at this 15-minute chart from April 19th, we've done nothing but break down. And then on May 1st and 2nd, it accelerated and we kind of held in the past couple of days. Maybe this is the rebound here. Let's take a look at the daily chart and see if we can discern some levels here. So definitely looks like we're kind of bouncing off of a triple bottom. For me, in terms of trading here, we really need to get this back above 15. This represents a sideways consolidation zone as well as a breakdown zone. If we get to 15, maybe we can push back up and make an attempt to take out this high at 1827. So what I like about your question here is that it appears to me as if you've identified a chart that has bottomed. The only question that we have left here is this going to continue to the upside, or are we going to retest that bottom? So in terms of a trade plan, I would say if you break this to the downside, let's call it 1175, that's probably your stop. And if we can move through this consolidation zone here at 14 or 15, maybe we can make a move towards the highs here at 18. Charles saying, Ryan and Mitch, I am up 36% this week. Done trading for the day. See you next week. Is there a book club on Sunday? Great job, Charles. Great job. 36%. That's awesome. Nice discipline being able to walk away and keep your gains. Mitch, is there a book club?
There should be. As long as I'm feeling up to it, I'm pretty sure I'll be there on team. So stay tuned. 6 p.m. Eastern Sunday. We should have another book club. I should be feeling better by Sunday. I hope so. If not, we got problems. But
yeah, I hope you are too.
Looking right now, I'm fighting myself not to take this SGMA right now. I'm not gonna lie, team. I have like the order ready to go and just not hitting the buy button.
Well, right? Mitch, while you're waiting, we'll keep your screen up. While you're waiting, break down your plan for us. Break down what you plan to do in case the stock moves up or down.
Exactly. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit here, and it's all about the rule of 3 here for me, right? So you get that one move up, pull back, another push up higher that went to 459, pull back to 4, right? That's the second pullback. Then we get one more pullback to 4. That should be the third resistance. So it shouldn't break 4 right now on the retracement. So if I wanted to, I could get in here and then risk off of maybe 4, and that would be the trade here. So it's testing the 4 right now, and then boom, you see how it just bids through there, 396 by 405. That's another thing to keep in mind, right? The spread right now is 3 and 8 cents right now, the spread. And so I want to see if there's maybe some bidder that sits up here. You can see the bidder right there at 388, 3,000 shares. I want to see if they can get it right back up into the 4s. There you see it. You see how that just swept back up to 415s here. Now, if I wanted to, I could get in here off of maybe the 405s, 407s, and I'd have to risk off of $4 right there. I don't mind it if I can grab it at like 407s or 408s here. Let me see if I can get a little bit of a pullback fill. Orders out there at 407. Let's see if I get the fill. Pending. It's pending. No fill yet, team. Put it out at the 407s. You can see the bids at the 408 there. I could step up to the 410s here, but I want to try to build on a pullback and risk off the $4 here. We'll see if I do get that pullback fill. There it is. Boom. Just got the pullback fill there. We went down to the 403s. Going to have to hold off right here off the low. The recent low was what? 397. So let's do 395, my risk right now, and we'll let it go. I got 50 shares of this. Let's see what happens here as we move down the line. And so first things first, I always set up my order if I need to get out. That's about 395 right now. First things I always focus on is risk, and then I'll focus on reward if it starts getting into the green. But taking a day trade shot here on a cheaper name, SGMA.
And I like that what you're doing there strategy-wise is you're thinking about your risk management first before you're thinking about the profits. How much easier is this going to be if this starts to move in the up direction? It's going to be so much easier for you to manage that trade. But if it starts, if it starts to move in the down direction, you want to be ready for that. You want to be ready for that so you don't take more pain. I think that's great strategy. By the way, Carvana just crossed through the VWAP. It's moving slowly right now and doesn't have the expanding volume that we'd like to see for a alongside trade, but it is worth noting that we did move through the VWAP on Carvana.
Carvana, baby. Well, you guys see us trading here, and you guys see me taking live trades here from Moomoo, of course, and you guys can definitely check out the broker yourself. I'll pull up the QR code right here, and we'll see if we get a move back above 420s into the 450s here for SGMA. Taking a shot, team. We'll see what happens.
That reminds me. Remember, I told you guys that they were offering that little contest thing for picking Apple. Now, I picked Apple to the upside, and I hedged it by taking a short NASDAQ position. So I felt like I was going to win either way. We'll see what happens when that clears. If I did get a share of Bank of America, I obviously haven't seen it in the account yet, but we'll see if that ends up happening here. I'll keep you posted on that, because I thought that was really cool. Like just guessing for free with some type of reward made me want to click on the button. So we'll see if we end up getting that share.
Trying to get back above VWAP. VWAP for me is 415s. It keeps rejecting in the 415s. Let's see 420s, 425 show up. Woo! Got to take a deep breath. Nothing like trading on Dayquil.
Mitch, if you start robo tripping over there, we might have to end early.
I feel it, guys.
Crow brings up a really good point, folks. Crow, good wisdom here. Something early, it's still early. Something will start running this afternoon. What I like about this, Crow, is that you're showing some patience, and you're showing some God, what was I going to say? Patience and restraint here. You're being tactical about things. There's no reason to force something right now. If you see something, that's one thing, but there's no reason to force something right now. And how many times have we seen some of these stocks really put in their good moves in the afternoon? I think that this is really, really, really good mention here. You don't have to trade it right now. I want to, believe me, I want to, because we're on the show. Mitch, here we go. SGMA ticking up to 420 here.
Yep, that's why I'm already getting my order. I got out of the risk mode. Now I'm in reward mode. I got 440s ready on the limit here and ready to go ahead and send it in, but I don't want to put it out too early. I talk about this all the time. If I put it out too early, I'm going to show my hand too much. So I don't want to slow down the action. I want to wait till I see 430s. 430 something, and then I'll throw it out there hoping that I get a little pop fill. You see it come back immediately. The spread goes back wide. So what do? I go back into preservation mode, focus on what risk first, not reward. Because if it goes in your favor and you just get a big green bar, am I going to be upset? No, I can just worry about getting out then.
Exactly. It's much easier to deal with that when the trade goes in your direction.
So in
Hope
this
for
case,
the best, but
yeah.
plan for the worst.
The spread there, what did it do? Market makers opened up the spread and it took a bunch of volume there at the bottom. So that's actually good look for me here. Now I want to see it take some from the offer. What do I want to see? I want to see the offer expand above towards the 430s. We've gotten 420s. We haven't gotten 430s as recent. Let's see if that shows up again. This is a tough one, team. And whenever we trade these smaller names, they're not going to be easy. I'll tell you that right off the bat.
They're not. And Mitch, the one thing I was going to say here is that the shake, right? That shake is often what gets me when I'm trading some of these smaller names. Because again, the plan is to take it as a day trade, so I don't want the trade to go against me too much. So when you get these shakes, when you get these pullbacks, it's basically just trying to shake people out of their stop. This stock pulled back to $3.99 in a heartbeat and then immediately was back up to $4.18. Now, kudos to Mitch, because he picked a spot where he wasn't going to get flushed out of that, but still maintained his defensive position. Now that we've shaken out some of the weak hands, what we really want to see here is a 420 bust to the upside, which could happen. That would put Mitch in a position to and then start taking gains.
And one way that you can take the emotions down is move backwards in the time frame. So now I move to the 5-minute, right? And I can clearly see the bottom there. There's 426 now. Now we're getting a little bit of a pop now. So let's see if we can get. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 439s out here. If we can get into the 430s, though, there's the 429s by the offer. So I'm waiting till the 430s show up, and then I'll put out the 439 to just hopefully get a pop fill, get out of this, celebrate the win. But of course, now that it's starting to get above VWAP, we really don't want to see it get back below. You see it's trying to reload right now around the VWAP 412s. Let's see if it reloads, goes back to the 430s, because if not, we could test the support.
This is a nice lesson of a trade here, Mitch, because what we're doing is we're going back and forth here, and you're not letting the swings alter your trade plan. You have the same plan. The emotion is not getting to you. You're sticking to your plan. That is exactly the type of process stuff that we talk about here all the time, and you're now showing it live. That's awesome. I almost swore right there. That's how awesome it was.
So one thing also is I see here resistance right above it towards kind of the 38. So we might fight in the 38. So if I see for any reason, like let's say bid 36, I don't mind taking 36 either. Can't be too picky about 2 cents, but I'm looking for that into the 30s at least. The 420s doesn't really reward me enough here. It's only a 2-to-1. I look for 3-to-1 trades. You guys know how I am.
Someone clip that. He just said the 420s don't reward him. Clip it.
Clip
it and rip it, please. Clip it and rip it, please.
All right, here's 24s. I could take this gain here and put us back into the green on the day, but looking for another little pop here to get out. All right, there's 28s. I'm throwing out my order now. Did it get out there? No, I didn't hear it. There it is.
Hit dismiss.
Dismiss. There it is. Orders out there now, team. Let's see if I can get a little pop fill.
What did you put that order at? The order entry 436?
36.
Okay.
You see it here pending here, team. So I'm just watching it on my other chart too, because I got 2 charts going on too also. So that's another thing that I need to work on a little bit. I don't see this cancel on the other screen, so I'm going to need to work on that a little bit, the layout. I'm getting a pullback here to 422s. I'm just looking for one last little pop to get filled in here and then get the hell out of this. What I like about it is at least it's starting to build above the VWAP, right? That's okay. That's a good outlook for me.
That's what you want to
see.
Now
I just need to see it kind of take off. All right. It's battling, team. And it's hard. I'll tell you right now, it's hard for me not to just run to profits here, right? Some people run to profits here. I try to stick to my reward, my risk and reward that I like to go after, right? And it's difficult because sometimes you're definitely going to have that subjective feeling to it right now. But I want to be objective. I want to focus on the plan, not the trading action. It's 27s here. It's fighting here. Let's go to the level 2. Let's see what levels are fighting up there and why there's a fight here. So there's 8,000 at 406. That at least helps, but that's all the way down there to 406. What's on the offer side? Not much there until 450s. So I do think we could get the little pop into the 450s. So let's see what happens here. Just need a little bit more pop. The spread's widening up, trying to grab some fill at the 415s. We'll see what happens on that.
You see,
I'll kick it to you, Ryan.
I was just going to say on your
All
level
right.
2 there, you see how you've got that 413 bid sitting under it. That's kind of propping up the price. If you see that bid falls, it's likely that the price trades back down to that next level. What is that? 405. It looks like that next bigger bid. So what we want to see is we want to see some of the bigger bid or the bigger asks, on the red side get taken out. And by the way, when they put asks in there like that, when they get chomped right away, that's generally a good sign. The more that we can get these bids to get, or these asks, to get hit, the more likely Mitch is going to get his pop fill.
All right, but as you can tell, what has happened here, we're not getting the move right now. So instead of like just staying in there, canceled all. Now I can just focus back in. Do I want to put the order out at any lower price and take the price, right? So now I can at least focus back to the order side and focus what? First, risk, right? And then on the pops, look for reward. Cancel the order now because there's no point in me sitting there if it's not moving up through the 430s. Now 427, 429s. Come on, hit 430 so I can hit the sell order out there.
John, this is a really good question. Any resource books you can recommend learning more about the order book tape reading? So I don't have a good suggestion here, and I feel bad about that. My tape reading and order book reading has come from watching. And there was plenty of times along the way where I had painful lessons where I took losses because I was reading the tape incorrectly. Let me brainstorm this because I'll see if I can come up with something that you can read about. YouTube and firsthand experience was how I did it.
Not getting the move, team, and it just has it been lately for me, but we'll see if I can get the move or not. I'm trying to stick to my risk and reward. Yes, I could take a small profit here, but the small profit doesn't do much for me. Just keeps me not in the red on this position. It's all about risk to reward for me, so I'm looking for the move here. One thing at least on the 5 minute is I did get a higher low. Don't want to see that to break now. I think we'll get a test of it. That's that 407. And of course, I'm in at 407. So trying to battle here, team.
While we're waiting for Mitch's trade to resolve here,
it just tested.
Let's take a look back really quickly. I'll go back to you in a sec here, Mitch, on NBTX. This is why I wanted to take those gains, right? We were really unable to push above here. My initial target was going to be up here around 550. We didn't quite get back to it. I said, you know what? I got green on the screen. Let's exit this and wait for something else. And look what happened. The volume dried up. The price moved to the downside here. I would be underwater on this day trade. Thankfully, that's not what I did. Thankfully, we were at least able to eke out some gains, which covered the losing trade completely. So I got to be happy with that. I just know that I could have made more if I was a little bit sharper on the trading action. Mitch, I'm rolling it back to you here.
Yeah, I'm right on the risk here, right on the area at least. It did make that pullback. That's not a good pullback for me right now. So I'm just keeping an eye on it to see if I get risked out. And if that happens, so be it, right? That's all we can do, right, traders? Is just take the trades based off of the way that you go about it. Risk and reward for me is a 3-to-1 or a 4-to-1. And there you guys see the bid dropping down here. So in a second, I'm about to get out here. Just want to see if we get a quick recovery. If not, just going to hit the out. There's the offer coming back towards 4. Are we going to recover this? There's a recovery. Now I just want to see if it can hold above 4.
What we'd really like to see is we'd like to see on that bid side of the ladder Mitch is looking at, we want to see some bids come in above 4. We see some bids come in above 4. We might actually start pushing higher into the 4s, and that might give Mitch a plan to exit.
This is also the wick game there, team. You see how that just took off there now?
There
Look
it
at
is.
that,
This is what we need, Mitch. This is what we need.
All right, so 430s. I'm trying to get out there at just the 430s here.
There's
Boom.
430.
Got it. We out.
Filled with gain, right?
I could have done 436 there, team, but there was so much wick action there. Look at the wick action there. A little bit of trick on the upside. It popped to the 440, filled a big order, so I couldn't battle there. I could have stayed in the name here, and I freaked out a little bit there. You guys could see it. So what I did was I took the 30 that was right on the offer because I had a feeling that it would at least pop through the 30s here, and maybe could have got 36 or 35s, but that's about 5 cent difference, especially how we haven't had a good trade in this account. Wanted to kind of end this one into the green. There you go, team. We're back above the original 564. At least, what does this do? I mean, I'm not really green, but at least not red for the week, right?
Confidence, Mitch. This is what I was saying. Get green on the screen. Guys, if you are struggling with your trades, if you've taken a couple of losses, sometimes just getting a small gain on the screen gets you back in the mood, gets you back in the zone. And look at Mitch's, look at the price now. Mitch, this is an excellent job of adjusting to what you're seeing in the market, and then squeaking out whatever you can get on the gain side here. Look at this now. You would have been stopped out here on this pull.
Yep. And so that's just how it goes sometimes, Mitch. Team. That's how it goes. It's not always easy, team. And one thing that I hope you guys really do is enjoy that we're showing you guys this in live action, how we go about it, my mentality, keeping the thought process so that you guys can hear the thought process. And there you guys see it. It went to the 430s. I got out at 430s. And now it's back to 4. Does it mean that it's completely done? No, but also bunch of wicks, right? Wick on the top side, wick on the bottom side. That shows me uncertainty. All right, there you go, team. At least was able to bounce back today. Got 1150 from that one. So that made up for what? The past 2 trades, team. I talk about this so much, and I think it's so important, team, is what? Focus for me on profit to loss ratio, 3-to-1, 4-to-1. If I can focus on 3-to-1, 4-to-1, what does this do? A lot of the times it's going to help me not have to be so accurate. There's a big downturn in SGMA that I avoided into the 80s, into the 70s, but it's always about, can I cover myself with the next trade? Because if one trade is going to cover 2 trades, I'm not going to be feeling too bad. If one trade is going to cover 3 trades and bring me back break even, not going to be feeling too bad. So got to keep mathematical advantage in your favor. And that's what I was able to do today. All right, kicking it to you, Ryan. What are you seeing out there?
Well, I'm just kind of reviewing my order book here. So my P&L today, I'm up just under 2% on the entire account. Now, that might not sound like a lot, but remember, I started this with a loss. I started today with a loss. I took an L on a swing trade. So not only was I able to move back into the green, I basically just clawed back what I lost here. So I'm feeling pretty good. After a week here, we have the account up almost 20%. We're up $71 on a $500 account. I've got a day trade still left. On Monday, I'm going to get another one. So starting Monday, I'm going to have 2 shots on goal. And I know that later on in the week, I'm going to be busy with something else. I won't really need to pay attention to it. This allows me now to set up my strategy for what's going on. Going into the day Monday, I know I can take some shots. I know I can take more than 1 shot. So I'm not going to let myself just get discouraged if I take an L early on. I still got another round in the chamber, if you will. So what we're trying to do here, we talk about it all the time, and I hope that what's coming across in this challenge is that we don't just talk about process for the sake of talking about process. We talk about process because it is what gets us through things like this. And it's really cool to be able to look at something where you're staring at a loss, and then your process is able to claw that loss back and then take you into the green. So that's just kind of what I'm going over here, just kind of analyzing my own trading here today.
And it's very difficult also if, let's say I went in there with too much sizing, right? If I would have gone in there with like 100
BRB
shares, yeah, by all means, Ryan. If I would have gone into that trade with 100 shares, I tell you right now, team, when they broke down and it wicked there, I probably would have stopped out because it would have started getting too much on the risk side for one trade. And so it's very important to always have the sizing correct to give you a little bit more leeway on that risk, right? And so I did get a wick that went through that, but it quickly recovered. And so the only way that I can go through those moments is if I'm not sized in too heavily. If I'm sized in too heavily, as soon as it gets through that support, or that risk, I immediately get out. And so that's one thing that I've done better on is not go too big too early, because if you do, it's easy way to get stopped out on the pressure of the downside move. All right, the SPY trying to make new steps up. This is AMD you guys are seeing here. That was a really nice move out the gates. It's been going sideways here for the last like 15, 20 minutes. So taking a look at the SPY is trying to make another move up, but we're not seeing that kind of continued drive. Of course, it's already made a big move on the day, so it could just start kind of holding up here, but it's back to 411.03. All right, going towards the market or the Explore tab on the market hotspots. Let's go to the stock heat map. Let's see what stocks are making big moves on the day and pushing forward. Wall Alliance up about 30%. Ooh, there's this one moving fast here. MINM. You guys know that one? You guys taking a look at that? Let's take a look. If you guys got tickers, definitely throw them up in the chat. I'll definitely take a look. IMNM, volume insane, says Easy Mike. Yeah, that's one to look at. You guys can see it showing up right here on Moomoo, right at the top. And you guys can see that nice little breakout there to the 489s. Got up there to the 536 spot. What a move there. IMINM. Wow, that one's a hard ticker to even freaking say. MINM. Holy crap. All right, let's go to that one. I'm seeing it right now. It is kind of jumping. Tried to get through that $5 spot. You can see here, there's a big seller at 511. So it's about 4,600 shares there. We'll look to see if we get another $5 pop there, and then he gets filled. You can see there 508s, and he didn't get filled. It went right close to his order. You can see it right there, 4693s. See if that 511 gets filled. There it is. Some of it getting filled. Boom, you're through him. 519, 520s. So you can see it there, how it showed up on the offer side, and it just got smacked. Boom, it went down to 3,000, 1,000. Boom, and it's gone. Now you're at the 530s, and now you can look down. There's 9,000 orders there right now. 8,000, 7,000. Boom, gone. Did you see that pop? That's why you want to sometimes put out orders there. That popped into 6 there close towards. Oh, there's 598s. This looks like it's about to get into a halt action. It's up about what? On the 1 minute, this is a pretty significant move. I think it's about to halt here at 596 near 6. Let's see if it can get into the 6 handle. It just did a new minute. There, it's halted. Yeah, I believe that's halted right now. I'm still seeing some bid action though filling.
What is this? Oh, MINM?
Yeah, it did do a big pop, bro, when you were gone. I watched it through 5, and then I watched it go up there to 6. It looked like it was going to halt for a second there, but there was some bid action still filling, and now it just pulled back. What helped it was the next minute candle opened, and so essentially it didn't get through that volatility halt, but definitely a big move up there. And blew through the sellers at the 511s and the 520s. Now 597 showing up there. We'll see if we get to the 6 handle on MINM. Boom, boom.
Someone was on this earlier. I forgot who it was. Someone mentioned this. Let me switch to my screen here.
I think it was Crow.
No, I want to. Maybe it was.
I know someone else. Easy was looking at it. I know you guys were watching it.
It was right in here. I looked at it. It pushed through the view app. It was right in here in a 3 handle, and now we're up at 6. So that was a great call, whoever that was.
All right, we'll see what else goes on. That one's an interesting one. Definitely got to move on there, so we'll keep a watch.
Here, it was Easy Mike. Yeah, this is back where I saw it. You guys, this is why I absolutely love this crew. You guys are shouting stuff.
Easy Mike, there you go.
Yeah, that was it.
Affirm going higher, man. That thing is ripping. Why are they trading Affirm? I have no idea, but you guys know Upwork had a bad report yesterday. It's back above VWAP. A little part of me is interested in this move here just because I'm seeing Affirm rip. I hate Upwork. I think it's going to get destroyed here, but at the end of the day, that doesn't matter because it seems like they're buying up Carvana. They're buying up Affirm. You guys can see Affirm here pushing towards 1056 there. So I was looking at an Upwork here. Looks interesting. Financial services doing well today, man. These regional banks, they tell us that one's going to go away, and then all of a sudden they start doing well. It's ridiculous, right, Ryan? I mean,
hey, I've been saying for a while now, the bank trade is a no touch. The bank trade is
yeah,
a no
man,
touch. Now, I
it's
was
very
looking
difficult.
for options. I was looking for lotto options. Maybe let me actually do that real quick here. Let me see if we
Lotto.
let's check Western Alliance.
SQQQs today, Ryan. This is what you call saving your money.
What's that now?
If not,
Dude. Okay,
saving your money, Ryan. Good job, my friend.
Sometimes,
Good job on both of us.
Sometimes, guys, you got to cut and move away. You can't trade on hopes and dreams, folks.
It's a trap.
It's a trap. I don't have mine. I love that you're doing it.
It was a trap, man. And one thing that I gotta say is, man, you gotta know when to hold them and know when to fold them. Because this was definitely one of those that if you didn't fold correctly here, well, you just watched it leak, and become a big loser. So Ryan, not a bad move there, my friend, today in cutting that SQQQ.
Yeah, and then on top of that, we were able to make it back.
Exactly.
The same day. So I mean, yeah,
it's so important to have that mentality, right? I can lose, but I can make it back.
Yeah, got to claw it back.
You can't be into the point where your mentality is like, I can't lose. If your mentality is I can't lose, that's easily how you hold a bag.
That's how you're gonna lose.
And then you really lose, bro. You destroy yourself. You wreck yourself, bro.
Yeah, these wall puts, by the way. So wall's currently at 23.75. And the 12.5 strike that expires the monthly June contract, the ask is 320. It's just the IV on these is just so jacked up right now. Let me see if I get IV reading on that contract. 307%. I mean, that's not something I want to take. I'm late to that. That's really what it comes down to. I'm late to that.
One name that's definitely had a really good day today is ARKK, and anything kind of growth related. I'm going to run through some of those names here. I'll just keep throwing up charts here. Let me go ahead and bring my trading window down so you guys can see this chart a little bit better. And I can even push this to the right. So there you guys see the trading window pretty big here. I still haven't figured out how to do a watermark, so I'm going to reach out to Moomoo, see if I can put the watermark in the background so you guys can see the stock a little bit easier. And like always, if you guys have feedback, let me know. We're always willing, trying to find different features and ways to work with Moomoo. Of course, I will reach out to them and try to get that done for us. ARKK moving higher. I'm going to run through some of these names that are pushing strong today. Coin having a really good day. VCYT. This is going to probably be a diagnostic stock. I don't know too much about this VCYT. Let me see what it is. It's a biotech stock pushing higher there towards 2384. Definitely a Kathy Wood name. NVTA, another one that's pushing strong. Look at this push, man. That's a strong one there. And definitely check yourself before you wreck yourself.
Yeah, I was going to say, check yourself before you riggedy wreck yourself.
Yeah.
Bonza, love it.
I mean, that's the truth, right? Don't want that one. All right, let's keep it going, team. Let's see what else is making moves here. Unity, really nice move out the
Unity.
gates. Look at that nice little VWAP bounce here. Now up there towards 29.97. And of course, this was coming down. Shop, second day in a row. Monster move to the upside and continuing now to 60.97. Ryan, next time you hear me talk about a long-term position and I don't open it, please just come through the camera and give me a good old whacking. Because
say it one more time. Next time you do what?
I want to take a long-term investment and never take it. Oh, please just give me a nice little whacking. Right. Because Shop was one that I've been talking about at 40 for a long time. And now it's just gone. Like, I don't think I'll ever see that 40 again, maybe. It's up there to 60 90s here and pushing higher. I think this could push Amazon higher. Think this could push. Look at Amazon. Speaking of it, look at Amazon. Nice little lift off there. Back there towards the 105s. We'll look to see if that can pull back to the VWAP. But nice little move there in Shop. And I'd also look at Melly to continue up higher. And look how Melly's having a nice day today. Of course, Mercado Libre is pretty expensive, but I always kind of keep these together. Shop, Amazon, and Mercado Libre. All right, let's see what else is going on. Gush reversing. Is it time to play the drip? Smack my Mitch up. Change the picture.
Oh man, that's funny.
Wisdom having some
Tesla,
good
nice
time.
little move away from the View app. Tesla, great job for all you Tesla traders out there. Apple new highs 174. Good Lord.
Raz says at that point you could slap me too, man. All right, looking around, team. NCR with a big move today. I don't know that one. I don't trade that one too often. I know I've heard of it plenty of times, but having a decent day there. Bill.com, maybe? Bill Holdings. Is Bill in the chat? Is that what it is? All right, let's see what else is going on, team. If we're going to get some turnaround or not. SPY is starting to pull back a little bit here.
All right. I got some good news for you. So remember I was talking to you about that Apple contest that Moomoo was running. Will Apple release its financial report on, or Apple will release its financial report on May 4th. What is your prediction on how the stock will close on May 5th? So guess what? I selected bullish. So as long as Apple closes green today, I am going to win. Let's see. What did they say? A share of Bank of America, I think.
What? Not bad, my friend.
I am going to end up getting a free share just because I predicted Apple's earnings correctly. It says here on the app, the round has ended. The result will be announced on May 5th at 4 p.m. Eastern. So looks like as long as Apple doesn't completely reverse and just absolutely get blasted, we are going to win a free share of Bank of America in the small trading Moomoo account. Guess what that's going to do to my account balance, folks?
Bring it up, baby. Bring it up.
Bring it up.
You got to take what you can get, man.
That's right.
Not a bad little move.
Donald saying free share of FRC. Now get that out of here, Donald. We got a real couple. How much is Bank of America? BAC.
It's
What's the price right now?
It's like $20-$30.
Bro, you're telling me I'm getting a free $27 for guessing Apple's earnings? Let's go.
Right? And I mean, you could have been wrong. You weren't losing anything. Risk-free, baby. $30.
We talk about risk to reward all the time. How much better do you get than
baby.
risk-free? You don't get better than that.
Yeah, man. You can't get wrong. You can't get wrong with that. I did see that too, Ryan. I'm gonna try to jump in on those Moomoo kind of deals.
Hey, look, like I said, it made me want to click the button. Like it was a little kid in me. It's like, is Apple gonna do this? Guess for free. I'm like, oh, I'll click that button. And now I'm getting a free share. Let's go.
Not too bad. Like always, you guys can check out more on Moomoo. I'll throw the link up in the chat there, and we'll keep it going. All right, what else do you guys see moving out there, team? It's about 10:45. I'm going to bounce in about 5 minutes just to leave you guys. We're like 5-10 minutes with Ryan as I get ready for our interview that's coming up, as I will be interviewing Trivago's CFO coming up here soon, team. Of course, Trivago is a little bit of a cheaper name now, but I always like to interview Trivago to get a little bit of an insight into traveling overall, right? Also, what most people don't understand about Trivago is that they're really going to give me a little bit more of an insight into how advertising's going. So stick around, team. We'll be talking to Trivago coming up soon. It's a $1.23 stock right now. They just reported earnings 2 days ago. We'll see what happens. It did take a little bit of a dip, but going to find out a little bit more about traveling and advertising coming up, team. Stick around. All right, what else is being mentioned out there? Wisdom, free makes me silly like a fat kid loves cake. Dude, FREE. When you hear that word, you show up.
$3.99 is the best price point out there, folks.
Yes.
Not a controversial take.
Bets on PacWest being the next bank to be taken out. Ooh. All right. Well, we can take a little bit of a lunch bet here. I think Ryan said WAL. What do you think, Ryan? What's the next bank?
Well, that's assuming PAC is done.
That's assuming PAC's done, right?
Because we heard PAC's exploring strategic alternatives, so that's collapsed. So next for me is WAL. But folks, NBTX. So here's another lesson when it comes to the small account challenge. So first of all, we bled all the way down to 438. Definitely would not have held that for the day. But look at the pop. Now remember, Crow earlier was telling you that, hey, this might not be over. There might be a run later. A Crow, I can't remember if you were talking about this stock or another one, but your point is as solid as it gets. We got a nice little pop. Now we're pulling back here, 466. This stock's all over the place. I mean, this pop right here would have been enormous to take, though. This is actually what I was hoping we were going to get when we bought this drop here. You can see the buys and the sells right here on the chart. Man, big move here in NBTX. Might not be done. Sal says, another great show. I hope everyone has a great weekend. Sal, we really appreciate your support and all of your kind words. Please promise me that you are going to have a great weekend. We'll see you on Monday.
All right, I won't be able to exactly ask about booking. Of course, they're part of the Expedia group, so that wouldn't necessarily give me too much insight into booking, but I will be asking a similar question that includes booking, so stick around, stay focused. We got something good for you coming up. Trivago's CFO in just a few minutes. All right, in 2 minutes, I'll hop out for like about 5 minutes just to get ready for that, and then we'll get to that at 11. We'll get Ryan out around 10:58. All right, you guys smash the like button. I've been definitely enjoying Ryan's enthusiasm for this small account challenge. And I'm telling you, it's making it really fun. So I have to give you a shout out, Ryan. Appreciate you coming in with the energy. I'm saying it.
Oh, okay. I appreciate that, Mitch. Look,
definitely. I appreciate it. I know that you've handled a lot and you've held the energy levels this week. So I appreciate it, my friend.
You got it. This is, I love this show. I love doing what we do here. I love this community. I love this idea. I was nervous going into a small account challenge because it's been so long, but here we are getting shit done. Apologize. Yeah. Excuse my French.
No worries about it. Lucy getting a little bit of a push up here. When's the last time we traded Lucy? You guys remember we used to look at this one? Got a little pop here towards about 3, but pulling back fast. That's one thing I've noticed on the recent moves. We're getting these pops, but they're short-lived. So
but that's why taking gains early is so important, Mitch, because that pop is a tradable event. And if you can take your gains on there, you can make those things work for you.
Definitely something to keep an eye out for, team. We'll see what happens.
NBTX consolidating back down here in the 460 area. This thing might blast off again here if we can get rolling. They're bringing in bids under the sell offer. But that's 468. If this 468 gets cleared out here, this is what I'm watching here. All right, if this ask gets cleared out here, we might see another pop back to the VWAP. Now it's getting buried by other bids, or by other offers, so maybe not. You guys on the open is like my Xanax plus Ritalin. I'm going to assume that's good.
I don't know. I haven't done that combination. So we'll leave that one to you, Raz.
I was going to say, I'm not sure, Raz. You man, you just be safe. Stay focused here. Saying Ryan has held it down like a champ the last 2 weeks. Good job, pal. Really appreciate your kind words.
Hell yeah.
And I hope you're enjoying the happy hour. Stay focused. We've had some good discussions in there. MINM doing the same pattern as NBTX. Okay, Crow, love it there because you're recognizing patterns, which is going to make trades even easier. Let's check this out here. So we did come back to the VWAP. Looks like we're actually trying to cross through the VWAP to the upside here, and MINM. We got that VWAP at 513. We have a high of 649, so this might not be done either. Let's see what we do when we move through here. Let's watch this ask right here. See if this ask block gets cleared out. Remember, when you see big things on the offer, yeah, that means that there's a seller there, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's bad. If this ask gets chewed through, like boom, right there, they just took some of it. If that continues to get chewed through, this thing's going to go higher, folks. Let's watch it. They took half of it here. We're back up there. They're taking more of it. That's a real offer. If that falls, we go higher here, I think. Let's watch this. Let's see if this actually materializes. You just be safe. Hey, Hawaii Rye, we don't want any problems with our community, man. There's the 1152. There's the off. They're hitting more of it. They're hitting more of it. 580 now. Remember, this is down from what, like 3,000? Brought in a 900 above it, brought in 1,000 above it. So they're stacking some orders on top of it. Let's see if we move. This is trying to go higher, folks. We had 513 and change as the VWAP. We got 5:34 now. Hey, I wanted to talk to you too, though. I'll be out of here in a minute. I'm just going through the chat here. Let's see at MINM. I think you guys found another one here that might be moving next. Yeah, so smoked tuna. So this is one of the things that we're seeing. So on level 2, sometimes the orders only appear at the last millisecond. What he's talking about is when you have some bigger orders on the tree here, as you get closer to the actual price, you'll start to see those orders on the tree a little bit more. I noticed that. That's not a broker specific thing. I noticed that on Thinkorswim too. So. All right, let's go check in on Pro. Let's check our relative volume scanner and see if there's anything else. NBTX, this actually looks like here we go. Let's check it out on Moomoo. NBTX, we're making a move, guys. Thoughts on wall lottos. Apple pie, I was checking this out earlier today. My thoughts are that the IV is so bloated right now that unless you get a move and soon and aggressive, you almost might be better off selling premium, honestly, because again, IV at the contract that I was looking at, the June contract for 12.5 was like a 380 ask. I mean, it's just too expensive. The volatility has been priced into the contracts thus far. Wisdom says he's out and done for the day. Wisdom, great stuff here this morning. We really appreciate all of your support as well. Great job trading here today. NBTX still kind of hovering here, looking like it wants to blast off. Really needs to chew these offers at 475 in order for that to take place. Up 134% on NBTX here today. Remember, it is extended. Ryan, you're amazing. No, you're amazing, Wisdom. You're amazing. Have a great weekend. Apple Pie says, loving the morning show as always. That's what we strive to do here. Try to be great every day, like Jordan, unlike LeBron. You like that? Take that. Take that. Oh, that's funny. Leaves you kind of hold it in there. Let's check our scanner again, see what we got. BAOS might curl back up towards that 10 level, which that's where you got your view at. MINM pushing away from the view app. Actually, if we clear out this top of this candle, 540 on MINM, that might be a tradable setup, but I would be careful here. It still seems a little risky. MINM. Nothing crazy on the options. The SPY, $8 million SPY trade, $8.5 million SPY trade, and then a $2 million, and then an $11 million. Oh my God. These look like these are closing orders. That looks like that's an institution closing a huge options trade. Dub Nation says, Caleb, let's go. See, we got smart people in the chat here. NBTX not showing the strength that we need to show here. Looks like it's actually breaking down. Not quite back at the view app either. All right, let's go back to our scanner real fast. Boom. Scanner actually looks a little dry here now, so we might be in the lull part of the market. This is the stage where you want to write down those tickers that we saw earlier, identify those key levels, and then maybe even set alerts. We'll see if we get any pops on these when we get closer to the lunch hour or the afternoon. Don't write it off just because it's a Friday. Dogsy, oh man, I've donated so much money to this junk stock. I don't even want to see this. Can I like remove this ticker from the universe? That would be sick.
Put it on the ban list, Ryan.
Put it on the ban list, man. Dogsy, get that crap out of here. I've lost so much money trying to day trade that stupid stock.
Yeah, that's how it is sometimes, man. And I think that you always got to have stocks that you just, all right. I haven't done well on this stock, so I think
That's
I'm
one
just
of
going
them.
to leave it to the sideline.
That's one of them, my man.
And there's going to be times where there's going to be names like that. You're not going to trade everything perfectly. That's just normal. All right, in a few minutes, we'll be getting into our interview with, of course, Trivago's CFO, Matthias Tillmann, joining us in just a few minutes. We'll be getting towards that in just about, I think, like 3 to 5 minutes here. We'll wrap up here. All right, Ryan, so not a bad day for you and I, my friend. We were able to bounce back even though we had some swings on overnight, right? You were able to bounce back in your SQQQ trade. And we're starting to see the SQQQs bouncing now, but I don't think I'm going to take a shot on that over the weekend. I don't know about you, Ryan, but
nope,
we'll
you
find
hit it
out
right
a
on the
little bit
head.
later.
I'm totally flat, guys. Totally flat going into the weekend. Guess what that means? That means I'm going to be able to enjoy my golf and my weekend. I'm not going to be thinking about positions. I'm not going to be thinking about the market until it's time to do so. Just to kind of recap what we did here today, I entered today with a swing trade that was going against me. We said, you know what? We were wrong, cut the loss, took the L, and then made twice as much on the next trade. That's how you claw back. When you start the day with lemons, you turn that shit into lemonade. That's what we did here today.
That's what I like to hear, my friend. And like always, it's not always going to be green weeks, but we had a decent one this week for Ryan and myself, able to bounce back today with a trade on SGMA. And something that, is not really like, 100% up my alley, but I have no problem trading it. I can trade different names. The big thing there is having what? Different tools in your tool belt. You want to be able to battle back, right? Well, today we were able to battle back from our loss on the NVDS trade. Lost about $6 there, made $11.50 back into the green on the overall account, and going to keep battling. We'll see what happens there. Let's go to the overall market really quickly to wrap up the market. SPY now starting to top out a little bit, but we made it all the way up there towards a high on the intraday. I have 411.64. Not a bad move there for the overall market. And of course, a lot of this led by the 4.73%. You can see there on Apple, Microsoft in the green. And what do you see overall here? A lot of green, right? Yeah, there's some mixed in red, but a lot of green out there. So it just goes to show us that definitely we're seeing a lot of stocks kind of taken to that next level right now. Best performing stocks you guys can take a look at. Looks like financial conglomerates are doing really well, about 6% up right now. You got a lot of these financial stocks ripping higher, so keep your eyes on those. Even Nikola's up today, guys. Virgin Galactic, Luminar Technologies up. There's a lot of stocks. DraftKings, gambling stocks, making a good move today. DraftKings with a nice little push. Digital music. There's a lot going on. And I love how they have also the cannabis concept. We need to get into this cannabis concept because we cover cannabis so well. We got to definitely take a look at what's going on here in their cannabis concept. And I love how on Moomoo you have concepts sometimes, because to me, a lot of the times it's all about stories, right? Look at the SPACs here, right? Well, in a few minutes, we're going to be getting into a different story. We're going to dive into Trivago, but I'm really excited to talk about with Trivago. Of course, we're going to get a little bit of an outlook, not just on travel, but also an outlook on advertising, right? We know how important it is. We've been taking a look at different advertisers, how they've been doing. I'm excited to get into that interview. So I'm going to wrap up here with Ryan. Get you on out of here. Of course.
Before I get out of here, Mitch, this is what we're going to do, folks. Take a look. This is the sheet. This year to date, since we opened this account, my yield, we are up 14.26%. The S&P 500 is down 0.3%, down 0.37%. We are smoking the S&P 500. As long as we are outperforming the S&P, we're doing good in the small account challenge. Mitch, enjoy your interview. Have a great week.
Money, my man Ryan. Enjoy it, Ryan. Ryan's been killing it. I'm going to go ahead and bring his screen down here. We're going to go ahead and bring on our interview in just a second here. Let me go ahead and set up my questions. Let's go ahead and bring on the CFO here of Trivago, Matthias Tillmann. It's great to have you back here. How we doing, Matthias?
Very well. Hi, Mitch. How are you doing?
Doing great here. Excited to go ahead and speak to you. Let's go ahead. Let's talk a little bit about first. I know that maybe there's someone out there that lives in a cave and doesn't know what Trivago does, but can you explain to me what Trivago does and how it generates revenue?
Yeah, sure. So essentially we are a marketplace where we bring together hoteliers and travelers. So if you were looking for a hotel, I think you should go to Trivago because we compare all the prices, we have all the inventory, and we make sure you don't overpay. And essentially how we make money is by you finding your best deal on the platform, on Trivago, you click out to partner and we collect revenue from that partner for that referral.
Love to hear about it. You know, I've been focusing and watching Trivago for years and years now. Of course, I've been keeping a close eye on your earnings. You just performed on the last quarter, right? Just released the earnings report. Tell me a little bit about the earnings and what you guys saw.
Yeah, I think first quarter was a great quarter. We continue to see a recovery in travel globally. In particular, in Europe, we saw a strong recovery compared to last year, where you still had COVID-related travel restrictions in place. It's also great to see what is happening in Asia with the reopening of China, Japan, a big market recovering. So we see strong growth rates there. And overall, I think there are two trends. One is demand continues to be robust. We see everybody's excited still in the post-COVID world to go out there, travel, enjoy the freedom again. And on the other hand, through inflation, we see higher daily rates. So it is more expensive as in many items, basically hotels as well. And that's where we come into play because we compare price. We have you save money and make sure you don't overpay. And the combination, I think, led to solid growth in the first quarter, almost achieved the same profitability despite investing more. Q1 was also a quarter for us where we invested, in particular in brand marketing. As we see countries are coming back, travelers are coming back, we put brand marketing behind that to make them aware that Trivago is a place to go.
Yeah, you know, I just recently did some traveling. I went on a cruise, definitely had to get a hotel. I actually went with Trivago, so to let you know. And one thing that I will let you know on is I love always saving a little bit of money, right? I mean, who's going to be mad about saving a little bit of money? It doesn't have to be much even. Just even this, a better deal is what we're looking for a lot of the times, the consumer. Now, I also noticed that you guys offer services in more than 31 languages. Definitely want to give you guys a shout out for that, for the international traveler to definitely deal with Trivago. Now, can you discuss a little bit about the company's growth in the different segments? You just talked a little bit about Asia and Europe. Can you expand a little bit on it?
Yeah, sure. So in Europe, I think growth rate was around 20%, and most of that was related to relatively weak January last year, as I mentioned. Countries like Germany, France, Spain had travel restrictions in place. We don't see that today. And we do see that people are coming back traveling in the quarter, but also looking for summer already. So we see first bookings for summer a bit earlier than last year. That's great. We see more international travel. That's helping growth. Also great. Rest of world, as we call it, that's our segment. Asia is in that segment. There we have countries like Hong Kong, Japan, Singapore, where we didn't see much last year, and now they're coming back roaring. It's great. China, I mentioned that the reopening of China was a positive boost for the reason. We also see slowly but surely people from China and other countries in that region traveling to Europe again. So again, there the international and intercontinental travel is picking up as well. So that's all positive. We saw weaker growth, even slight decline in our segment Americas. Not really on the demand side, but more on the pricing side. So that's the marketplace functionality I explained before. We receive money basically for referring somebody to our partner. Last year, there was a boost. We got a lot of money for those referrals. Now that has normalized a bit, and that led to the slight decline year over year in that segment.
All right. Now, of course, I understand the majority of Trivago's revenue comes from the referral revenue, right? Which, of course, relies on advertising, the auction bidding that goes on. Now, of course, this is what I was really interested on, is a lot of that side is you guys get to see into advertising. So what are you seeing in terms of advertising demand?
Yeah, I think it follows the travel demand. Yeah, so the advertisers on our platform, they want to buy high quality traffic. And what I mean by that is buying referrals that convert into bookings. They don't want to buy just eyeballs, but they want to buy the traveler. And that has been our focus over the last 3 to 5 years, to really get people on our side that have a high booking intent, help them to find what they need, qualify them, and by doing that, sending a highly valuable referral to our partners. And what we have learned is, when you do that, your advertisers on your side, they are willing to invest behind that and buy those referrals, because that's where we add value.
Now, can you provide me information on the share of revenue that comes from companies under the Expedia group and the Booking Holdings?
Yeah, sure. So those are obviously the large two groups. They are present everywhere globally. What I would call out first is, it's not everybody talks about Booking and Expedia. They do own multiple brands. So Expedia Group is also Hotels.com, for example. So we look at the two groups, but you have Priceline, Agoda that belong to Booking Holdings Group. And if you look at all that together, that's roughly 80% of our revenue.
Yeah. Now, last question I think is very important is, what are Trivago's plan to continue its growth in the future? Lastly, is there something that Trivago, that investors may be missing in understanding the company?
Yeah, that's a very good question, I think. I think we have two key strategic initiatives. The first one is working on our core product, improving it further. We have seen the recent development in generative AI. That's an exciting opportunity. You can use that. We have unique data. Combining what is possible with AI with our unique data, I think is a very unique opportunity, and we are embracing that. So we're looking at ways to further improve the service for our users and adding more value. Along those lines, we are also ramping up direct coverage of hotels, meaning getting more rates on the platform, increasing the depth of the offering, so have more choice for our users. And then the second point I would call out is really the investment in brand marketing. We haven't done much through the pandemic. Now, last year was the first year where we saw travel being largely back. The only missing piece was Asia. That is changing now. We have seen that in the first quarter, and we are investing behind that, and that will fuel not only growth now, but also in the future as well.
Yeah, definitely going to be exciting to see what you guys can come up with, the kind of the AI and kind of pushing forward towards that to help consumers get to better offers. And definitely we'll keep watch to see how that growth continues. Thank you for joining me today, Matthias, Tillmann, Trivago here, TRVG. Take a look at it, team, and definitely take a look at their recent earnings. Always good to have you on, Matthias, and we'll have you back on.
It was a pleasure. Thank you very much.
Take care. All right, that's going to be our interview on Trivago, and I think it's very interesting to look into the advertising. One thing that you can clearly see is that they want more profitability, right? You guys can look into the earnings report, learn a little bit more about how Trivago works and the industry, and you can see there they're still being able to kind of meet where their revenues are too, even though that the advertisers are focusing more on that profitability, right? They want to get to the massive traffic. We'll keep watch on Trivago, see if that can get a bounce there. And of course, with the AI, maybe that can give them a little bit of a lift. Maybe that can help them, right? We'll keep watch on this story to see how it advances. I hope that you guys enjoyed me taking a couple of extra moments to get to this interview. We had to push it back since I wasn't feeling the best, but I'm happy that I was able to get through it today. Thank you, Matthias, Tillmann, for joining me today, and Trivago. Now I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the day. Let me just take a quick peek into the S&P 500, see how we're doing right now. Looks like we're still bouncing, still up there, at least on the SPY, to 411. So it doesn't look too bad. Overall, really bullish day on the day, and a lot of that driven by Apple, as we see all sectors in the green overall, one in the red from the open, which is communication services, but the rest of them deep into the green. We'll see what happens. Catch me a little bit later on Start Swing Trading. I will definitely go ahead and do my best to wrap up this market, wrap up the week. And I will see you guys a little bit later today, 3 p.m. Eastern. Don't miss out. And definitely smash the like on your way out. And like always, you guys can check out Moomoo. You guys see the QR code in the corner. You guys can also hit the description below to get more information and check out on Moomoo. Like always, they also have right now a paper trading competition for you guys that maybe don't even have an account that you guys can really be kind of trading right now. But if you want to test yourself and get into a competition, there's a competition right now, and the first place prize is $1,500 in cash coupons. So check it out. And you also get a free month of Benzinga Pro. Throwing up that link and wrapping up the day. I'll see you guys next time, team. Smash the like. I'll see you a little bit later on Start Swing Trading. All right, team, that's going to do it for me. Glad that I was able to bounce back and get back into the green on the day.
Check